Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one we're talking Ilia Topuria. Alexander Volkanovski. Will this fight happen next? We're going to talk about the possibility of Ilia facing Volka instead of Islam Makhachev to defend that featherweight title next. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Despite the fact that recently there's been a lot of talks of Ilia Topuria facing Islam Makhachev, obviously Ilia has expressed interest time and time again in this proposition. And, obviously they had the face-off where Alexander Volkanovski stepped into the octagon immediately after UFC 308 to do a face-off, which led, I think, most of us to believe that the next fight for Ilia Topuria is going to be that Volkanovski rematch. And he even mentioned that, hey, this guy, Volkanovski, that has defended his title so much that if anybody actually deserves a title shot, it is Volkanovski. But obviously, Ilia, known at this time, at this point rather, to take his sweet time in terms of making the decision for his upcoming opponents. And ultimately, I think that game serves him well just because he's able to frustrate his opponents, very well. And obviously, that Islam Makhachev option, it's still on the table, but it seems as if the very next fight for Ilia Topuria is going to be the Alexander Volkanovski rematch, just because it makes more sense. That's the fight that's more it's kind of there for the taking, sort of say. So in all honesty, I would not be opposed to seeing Ilia Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski. I would not be so opposed to seeing Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev either, but I think the fight that would make sense for the division, for the UFC in general, is that Volkanovski rematch. And then we'll talk about super fights. If you get to get past the Volkanovski, again, then we can perhaps talk about that Islam Makhachev fight. As of now, nothing's official. Everyone's waiting in anticipation to hear something about our featherweight champion in terms of matchmaking. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know in the comments, like, subscribe for more.